So I went in there, I was like, oh, we're good. Huh?
I'm a champion, I'm a Bryce, but I'm never gonna give up. I don't care what the path with the hiccups. I'ma get through now, I stick up for myself and my future, cause I just want
Yeah, get over it. Nobody likes us anyway.
I'm the one that is really gonna make it. I'm a champion.
Just don't step on your pecker.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the All Out Motorsports YouTube channel. I just realized that the season way closer than I thought it was. Normally around here, races don't start until like end of April, beginning of May. So I'm sitting here thinking, oh yeah, you know, I have until end of April to get everything ready to go. It's like a little over 2 months still. Like I'll start working on stuff, kind of take my time. And yeah, you know, 2 months is plenty. Well then, I took a second look at the schedule for Cincy Speedway and realized the first race there is beginning of April. So now, instead of having a little over 2 months, I have a little over 1 month. And so my timetable just got way extended for getting all the karts ready and everything. I literally hadn't even touched them at all since the end of last season. Literally just like unloaded everything into the garage, and that's where they've been from end of October till now. So here's where we're at the moment. We have the Pursuit here completely stripped down. You got all the parts over here. And then we have the Expect here. So our plan with these karts is that the Pursuit is the one that like got grounded and sidelined at the end of the season. So this one I'm just tearing into, and we'll scale it and everything after I get it all back together, because what was on it wasn't working anyways. But the Expect is the one that was actually working really well. So I want to make sure it goes back together exactly how it was. So before I tear into that one, I'm going to scale it and write down every single measurement we can think of so that we can make sure it goes back exactly the same way. And then if anything ever gets messed up, we can always go back to those numbers. We have them written down. So for right now, that one is staying put until I can link up with Brandon to get that done. But time to start cleaning the Pursuit. You can see everything is sitting over here, from the floor to the seat to the fairing to the brakes and the throttle and the gas tank to the Nerf bars to the axles to the steering column. All of everything is pretty much off. The only stuff left on here is the front spindles, the heel stops, and the bottom half of these cassettes. And and then this one piece of the steering column. So the plan is, now that everything is off of it, I didn't clean any of it as I took it off. I have cleaned this frame a little bit. I squirted it off last night. Go through everything that's on here. So we'll start off with just all the tubes and everything, just wiping them down, getting them all the way clean. And then probably start with the rear casings, or the rear cassettes, pull those off, clean down in there really good and everything. Same with that side. And then come up here and take there's a bunch of washers in there that set things a certain way that I can't show you a close up of. But I'll take those off, clean all of those, take the tie rods off, clean all of those, and get everything on here nice and perfect and clean. And then make my way over here to this giant pile of parts and start figuring out what order I want to put everything back together, and clean it and put it back on. That way, by the time everything gets reassembled, it will all be nice and clean and ready to go for this season. Yeah, so a lot of work to do. Very short amount of time. My goal is for this weekend, which it's Friday afternoon right now, is to get everything in this pile back on here. Now, it won't be completely ready to go yet. I probably won't get around to like running the new fuel line, running the new like tack wiring and all of that sort of stuff. If I can get all of that done, great. But if not a big deal. I also need to just go through everything and figure out what all I need to order and get that order in, which luckily I don't think will be much. Like everything that came off of here is going to go back on. I'll probably get some new bearings, but that's really all I should need for that cart. This cart, as you can see, the fuel cap is busted on there. So I might get a new, either try to find a cap or just put a new fuel tank on it. But I think this cart is pretty good as well, to where I'm not going to need to buy anything new for it. But yeah, I got to check all my preps, all my cleaners, all that sort of stuff to make sure I know exactly what I'm going to need to order. Oh yeah, also I have to start getting my tires staggered out. Because yeah, I didn't put any air in them at all throughout the winter. So who knows where they're at. But anyways, time to jump in and get rolling on cleaning all this up. All right, so quickly checking in with you guys. First off, I really underestimated the amount of time it would take to just do this stuff. It's been like 2.5 hours. Almost got it done. Just cleaning up like the last spindle. So it's all gone. Really good. I've already got this one cleaned. Have everything cleaned. You still see a little bit of dirt on stuff, but it's pretty clean. That's all pretty much stuff that's not going to come off. This last front end piece here is all I have left to do. I have one of the spindles just over here. These are all the washers I was talking about earlier. You gotta go through and clean all of those and everything. Just clean up. I mean, these are the kind of things like really the dirt and grime on here doesn't really affect anything, but I like to clean it up once a year because it just slowly builds up more and more. I mean, things like just the all of the grease and everything that's on the bolts, clean that off, clean it up, and put it all back together and make sure everything is nice and fresh as it can be for the next season. And then realistically, I'll probably call it a night after that and start working on this stuff tomorrow. I might end up doing a little bit more tonight. But I'll let you guys know. Okay, final update of the night. I ended up going ahead and getting the steering column all put back together, getting the floor on, the whole pretty much geometry of the front end put back together. Not set up or anything. We're going to leave that to other people. But got the steering column all put back together, steering wheel on there. Awkward thing is I dropped this bolt somewhere over there, and I don't know where it's at. So that's great. But anyways, calling in here for the night. Made pretty good progress. Floor's all nice and clean. Steering wheel feels good, nice and turny. Just, now have all this stuff to start working through. The last thing I'm going to do is that. All right, well, it's the next day, and it's a beautiful day out. Some perfect weather for working out in the garage all day, and been out it about 3.5 hours today, and she's about done. Obviously, the rear axle is not in it yet, but other than that, we are pretty much ready to go. Still have to run some new fuel line. Obviously, waiting for the engine to come back. But other than that, pretty much done. We have the rear axle sitting there still. Have to clean the body and everything. But that isn't as urgent. But feeling good. Feeling really good that made this much progress today. At one point today, it was looking like I wasn't going to get anywhere close to being done. And now I feel comfortable calling it a day for today. Like I said, been at this a really long time already. And I know from past experiences with doing the rear axle, to get it to the point where I want it to be is probably going to be at least another hour. And my hands are starting to get cold. Neck and back are starting to get sore from being hunched over the workbench cleaning all day. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a day here. But then hopefully another hour of work. Functionally, this will be back together. And then it'll just be things of like with the body. Here, I'll just show you. Probably going to order some new numbers to put on it. Probably going to end up replacing the front molding. Those sort of little things. But as long as I get it like mechanically all back together and ready to go, that way I can take it to Josh and get it all set up, then I will be pretty happy. So I just wanted to get ready at that point so I could take it up there whenever needed and start working on the other one as well. The stuff with the body will be the last stuff I do, because if it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. But I should be able to get it done with as quickly as I was able to get this first kart done. And then probably one more weekend of work, obviously, to get that one done. And we'll be looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and end off this video here. And, oh yeah, I just looked over there and remembered I have to do tires as well. But that will be for another time. I don't know. I'll get to those at some point. They all have air in them now, at least, which is a upgrade from where we were last week. That's going to end it off for this week. Make sure you keep following along so you don't miss anything. First race of the year right now is scheduled for August 6th, or not August, April 6th, I believe, whatever that Saturday is, down at Cincy Speedway. I'll keep you guys updated if that changes at all. We haven't gotten Lawrenceburg scheduled yet, so it's very possible that Lawrenceburg starts earlier. I don't think they will. We don't normally start down there till like practice end of April and then racing beginning of May. But hopefully we start racing down there beginning of April, because I'll have everything ready. So no sense in having everything ready and just leaving it sit in the garage. So remember, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Remember, pick her up, hammer down.